This is back-to-back years now. A receiver has came out and said they have a bone to pick with us because we didn't draft them. Last year was a Steelers receiver. I believe it was Calvin Austin, I want to say, who had said he had a bone to pick with us because he thought we should have drafted him. He wanted to come to Cincinnati. He wanted to be a Bengal. We didn't take him, so instantly that made him upset with us and wanting to get revenge on us in a game, which is absolutely hilarious because this is another year now that another player is actually wanted to be drafted by the Bengals, and because he wasn't, he now has a bone to pick with us. Now, if you don't know who this guy is, this guy's name is Quez Walker. Now, I've talked about him a lot when it came to the pre-draft coverage because he has a lot of potential. He really does. He's a go up and get him type receiver, and he has all the potential in the world. He's not the best receiver. He really isn't. And I think he was a 4th or 5th round pick, I believe. But at the end of the day, it just didn't work out with us. I mean, this is a guy who I feel like has all the potential in the world, but he's not as polished as a receiver that we would want. Jermaine Burton is a lot more polished of a wide receiver than this guy was. So he said, I got a bone to pick with Cincy. That's where I thought I was going, but they took another receiver at that spot. Cincinnati, that game is going to get rough that game, which I always find hilarious. It's like, are you not happy being drafted by the Ravens? Why do you have to have problems with us? And I'm not even trashing, by the way, the Ravens on this pick. Quez Walker is going to be a great rookie. Again, like I said, he's not as polished, but that's something that John Harbaugh loves. He loves to get guys that maybe aren't the most polished, but they're projects that can turn into really good players. It's kind of been his go-to throughout his career. So, and this is not like a unexpected pick for John Harbaugh's crew here. But again, like I said before, I just don't understand the hatred when it comes to, you not going ahead and, getting drafted to a team and it'd be like, oh, I have a vendetta versus that team. Like, bro, come on. Just be happy that you got selected to the team you got selected to. We ended up passing on Walker, opting for Jermaine Burton at pick 80, who has since turned into a major breakout candidate to watch. And again, like I said, at the end of the day, I'm not even taking shots at Lamar here. I think that the Ravens have a great offense, and I understand maybe in our type of offense, it would be more about, like, Quez Walker might have a better shot at, breaking out. And it's not taking a shot at the Ratbirds here, okay? I don't mean a lot of Ratbird comments down below. You guys have a more mobile offense, a more run-first offense. You have Derrick Henry, right? Lamar Jackson can run. I know with the brand new coach from Georgia, you guys have turned more into a pass-heavy offense, which, it is what it is. But you guys at heart are a run-first offense. Quez Walker is going to be more of a Anquan Bolden, a more of a Miles Boykin type guy, where he, you have him on the outside, he goes up and gets the ball, and he outboxes people. So, again, would he have worked on our offense? Absolutely. That's why I talked about him a lot, in my pre-draft coverage of this whole entire NFL draft. But, again, as I said before, he was a project, and I didn't really think we needed a project at wide receiver. It's one of those situations where it's like, okay, you can go get somebody like this, and potentially he works out, potentially he's the guy in the end, but we wanted someone who was more polished, and we got Jermaine Burton. I feel like he's a lot more polished. I feel like he, played at Alabama, a really big school. I believe that Quez Walker played at South Carolina, I want to say. I don't know if it says it in this article. Yeah, he was 113th pick. Yeah, I don't know if it's at North Carolina. Excuse me, sorry. I thought it was South Carolina for some reason. But I knew it was one of the Carolinas. Again, like I said, I probably talked about this guy 1,000 times in my pre-draft coverage. But again, like I said, like, I have no problem with that. Like, I have no problem with his type of, player when it comes to, project. But that's not what we want right now. We have receivers that really work out and are polished. We have Yoshi, who, was kind of a project, but now turning into something really great. Chuck Sizzle, who's going to be, potentially slot, most likely just punt returner. We got Trent Irwin, who is a slot receiver. We have Mike Gesicki, who we're going to put in the slot. We also have Jermaine Burton. Like, we don't really need his type of receiver, which, again, like I said, it is what it is. I just find it's really funny how he takes shots at us. And this is, again, the second time in 2 years that a rookie is ticked at us. Like, bro, that's how the NFL draft goes. I get it. You might think you're going somewhere and you might get excited and you might think, oh, that's it. Just be happy you got drafted to the team you got drafted to. You know, there's no beef here, bro. You have beef with an invisible, enemy here. Like, enjoy your time. Because, again, you know what the funny thing is? He says this, right? But there's no guarantee he's going to be a starter. I mean, he was, in fact, again, at the end of the day, a 4th-round draft pick. So there's no guarantee he'll be a starter. You got Rashad Bateman on that squad. You got Rashad Bateman. You also got, what's his name? Zay Flowers. They got rid of Odell Beckham. That's obviously, one player that he has now the shot to take over for. But then you got Nelly. You got, actually, Duvernay left them. So technically he is the 4th receiver, I believe. Which, again, yeah, he then, in theory, does have a shot at becoming a starter and doing something. But even then, it's not guaranteed. He could honestly go into our game, which we play in Week 5 and Week 11. In both games, he could have 0 receptions for 0 yards. Now, I will say, I think Calvin Austin was a guy who complained about us not taking him for Pittsburgh. When he did play us, he actually did have 2 really good games versus us. So, there was some, smack talk, and, there was some, hey, I got animosity versus you guys, and he got his revenge, right? So, we'll see if Quez Walker does get his revenge on us, but, I mean, hey, listen, bro, if that's what you need to do to feel content with going to Baltimore, I guess that's kind of how it works, man. I can't wait till you hit free agency, and the first thing you do is call us up and be like, hey, man, make me a Bengal. I don't know. I feel like whenever I see stuff like this, I feel like as an NFL team, right, if I drafted a receiver in the 4th round, I'm like, all right, that's going to be our receiver. We're going to build around him. He's going to be good for the future. It's not a 7th round pick. It's a 4th round pick. And the first thing I see when I sit down with him and have, the Ravens lounge, the first thing he says to me is, yeah, I wanted to be a Bengal. I thought I was going to be a Bengal. I really wanted to be a Bengal. I'd be like, do you want us to trade you? Do you want us to get rid of you? How do you not make a squad? How do you not make a team 1-on-1? First thing you say to the team, I didn't want to be here. I wanted to be somewhere else. But, I'm here. But I'm really ticked off that I'm not there. Cool. Good job. You really sound like you want to be with us, not with them. Anyway, though, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.